Rob, here we are, just over 24 hours to go from what's been described as the biggest game in Welsh football history. Not that I want to pile on the pressure, but, you know, just generally, how are you feeling?
Yeah, excited, Sinead, honestly, really looking forward to it. The group have been immense again this morning. The atmosphere in that changing room is electric. And yeah, we get the balance right. You know, we're relaxed, but we know the importance of the game. And we've tried to make the build up to this game similar to every other game that we've played. You know, every play, we don't need to speak about it. We've not had meetings about it because we know individually and we know the importance. And past has shown that big players turn up for the big games, and we'll need to be firing on all cylinders tomorrow to you know, to get a positive result.
Are there any nerves at all, Rob? You know, especially when you think of the different aspects of this squad. You know, you've got your Bales, your Ramseys, who are very used to playing massive occasions, but you've also got really young players. This will be completely alien to them.
Well, it will, but you know, when you've got people like Nico Williams that has played for us and in big games and just seems to take everything in his stride, and all the young players do. They're here for a reason, because they can cope with stressful situations like that. They've proved that in the past, so I'm not concerned by that. And when you've got a group of senior players around them, like Gareth and Aaron and Wayne and Wardy and Joe Allen and, you know, Ben Davis and senior players like that, you know, they're a calming influence on them. They really are. So the balance is right for us in the changing room.
Wcráin as an opposition, what sort of challenges do you think they can present to you? Because, of course, there's been so much talk about matters off the pitch. It's almost been forgotten that they are a very strong side, aren't they, Rob? They are,
and we will absolutely show them the respect they deserve, definitely. You know, they pose a threat. They could have scored more than the goals they did against Scotland. You know, Scotland didn't cope well with it, so we've watched the game back a few times and we've taken bits out that we need to, and we've maybe identified some weaknesses and obviously highlighted their strengths and done a lot of work on it, and we've got a plan now and how we can be successful. And I also think that they'll be looking at our team sheet as well, Sinead, and having similar conversations that, you know, obviously they're going to look at the big players that we've got and go, well, you know, they pose a threat as well. So we'll show them the respect they deserve, but we know on any given time that when we're up for it, we're a force to be reckoned with.
Their win over Scotland, a lot of people expected Wcráin perhaps to crumble under the emotion and the pressure, but it was actually, that's what happened to Scotland, and Scotland were the home team performing in front of a home crowd. How do you avoid that happening to you tomorrow?
Well, we've not even spoken about it in a week. Pre-camp, when I'd done the press conference, rightly so, you know, we addressed it then, and we said if we could take away what they're going through, we would do it in a heartbeat. Absolutely would. On camp, it's business as usual. We have to do it. We have to prepare like that now. It's a game of football that we can potentially win to take us to a World Cup since 1958. We're going to throw absolutely full focus onto that. We've not allowed it to be a part of the camp, and that's it now. We're just fully focused on the job in hand.
I've got to ask you about Gareth Bale. Is he okay? We all know that, you know, he's doing the press conference over Zoom, but you've said not to read anything into it, so I'm just checking that that's the case.
Yeah, no, he's fine, honestly. I said earlier, you know, these senior players have individual programs, and we have to work around that. I have to work around that with the rest of the group. It'd be foolish of me to just go throw a blanket over all the players. This is what you're doing today, at this intensity. I'm not going to get the best out of Gareth and Aaron and the senior players. So we manage them slightly different. He's always had that plan for today. So, yeah, everybody's fit and raring to go.
In terms of the team, Rob, of course, we're expecting, you know, a completely different 11 to the one we saw out in Poland. But I think you're probably one of the luckiest Welsh managers ever in terms of the strength in depth when it comes to this squad, because, of course, you'll have the star players out there on the pitch tomorrow, but also you've got players on the bench that can really make a difference.
And I think that's been the biggest change for us, Sinead, you're right. I think over recent years, since we've developed these younger players and you know, and put them in at the right time. And yeah, I was really proud of those players against Poland. You know, on another day, we look back at the goals, and the second one's taken 2 deflections and fallen to him 4 yards out. Of course, he's not going to miss it. I didn't think they deserved to lose a game. I thought that group of young players deserved to at least get a point against a top Polish team. So we've got to take a lot of positives from that. And it's not just about planning to be successful now, which is to qualify for a World Cup. It's about exposing these younger players to opposition like that, so it holds them in good stead for the next 2-3 years and sort of planning for success for the future as well. So you're right, I am lucky to have everybody available to me. It's a headache that managers want to have, and it's good that we've got people like Brennan now playing in the Premiership next season and doing really well at club level, and younger players like that pushing and coming through.
Rob, Wales have come close on so many occasions to get to the World Cup. We all know the history that's there. Do you feel like this is it? This is the moment that we've been waiting for?
Yeah, we're confident, Shauna, we are, absolutely. But we're not, you know, we're not blasé about it, put it that way then. You know, we understand that we're up against tough opposition, and we've got to do what we've done to get us into this position times 10. You know, we've got to go another level again tomorrow and make sure that we're ruthless in our performance and get the job done.
One really lovely bit of news that's come out this afternoon is the fact that David Brooks will be joining up with you guys tomorrow for the game. That's, Rob, I think we're all just smiling thinking about it. It's really, really lovely news.
Yeah, it is. We had some really positive news from Brooksy a couple of weeks back, which is great for him and his family. And yeah, he's part of the group tomorrow. He's coming back in with us. He's putting his tracksuit on. He's travelling with the boys, and he's going to be a part of that changing room tomorrow.
Finally, Rob, the fans. I think it wasn't lost on us how massive being at home would be. Yeah. But as the game gets closer, you realise it really could be, the red wall could be what gets us over the line tomorrow. Absolutely.
And they've been immense. Since I've taken over, they've been immense, honestly. Even in Poland last week, we sold out the 2,000 tickets, and they were here in the anthem again, you know. And they're a big part of why we're successful. So from the first minute tomorrow, I want them loud, I want them singing, and that does 100% give the players a lift, I'm telling you. So yeah, all in it together.